Hundreds of teachers, maybe thousands, leave the profession every year. And here's the statistic that's scary: 3 out of 5 teachers leave the profession within the first 5 years. That's been around for a long time. And it's very upsetting to me as a teacher coach because I don't want people to leave. I want people to stay, especially music teachers, because you have such a huge impact on your students when you are calm and regulated and supported and loved and nurtured. And I got to tell you, if that feels like, I don't know, a dream for you to feel nurtured and inspired and all that, then this video is definitely for you, because I'm going to give you 3 of the top reasons people leave and how to, well, not leave. So please stick around. Hey friend, my name is Pam Wilson. I'm the founder of Harmony Classroom and also the creator of Music in the Center on YouTube and Instagram. So glad you're here today because this is a very, very important topic. I'm going to give you some very high-level suggestions about how to keep your cool and stay in your job and be happy as a teacher for not just today, but for the long term. I'm curious. What do you think are the top 3 reasons people leave teaching? I mean, you probably have your top 3. Hopefully you're not thinking about leaving teaching. That's why we're having this conversation. You might be surprised. The number 1 reason why people leave is because of their administrators. It's true. It's the same thing in corporate America. One of the biggest reasons people leave is because they're bosses. And one of the biggest reasons people stay, guess what? It's because of their colleagues. This is true in business and also in schools. So it's same. But your administrator can really have a big impact on your life. Are they respectful and kind and supportive and encouraging, or do they micromanage you, criticize you in front of your peers or your parents, which is even worse? What is going on with your administrator? So there are ways to have conversations with your administrators to ask them to please, act a certain way. You can never tell somebody how to feel or how to believe or anything like that. That is not a possibility. I used to teach administrative assistants on how to stand up to their bosses as well. Be assertive, not disrespectful. So number 1, you must stay respectful and regulated if you can. Number 2, the thing is to ask for how you want to be treated. So let's say your boss came in and criticized you in front of your students, right? And it really upset you that day. Do not talk to them that day. Go another day when you are calm and regulated and say, could we please talk about what happened in my classroom the other day? You came in and you gave me some feedback. And while I really would like to be able to hear your feedback, when I'm in front of my students is not the time to deliver that to me, if you would please. In the future, if you have feedback for me, would you please write it down and leave me a note, or talk to me in a separate time or a separate space where my students are not there. It's very embarrassing to have that happen in front of my students, and I really want to hear your feedback and I want to be able to take it in. I just can't do it in that situation. Would that sound agreeable to you? Do you think that we can work that out? That's where you get that agreement from your administrator. And while it's really scary, I'm going to tell you that's the truth. It is scary the first time you do that. It is really, really important. And leaving teaching is not going to be the answer, because this boss is not the only boss you're probably going to ever have unless you go into business for yourself. So you're going to have another boss. And if it's not this boss that teaches you that lesson, it's going to be another boss. So take the learning opportunity as it has presented to you right now. Take a deep breath and do that. How's that feel? Could you actually see yourself doing that? Could you see yourself, practicing ahead of time and going in and talking with your administrator? Let me know your thoughts about that in the comments. I'm very curious, because I know the first time I went in and talked to my boss about something negative that happened, it was not comfortable. And yeah, it did take a lot of courage, but you've got this. You can do this. I know you can, because it's really important. You want to have good working relationships. All right, number two is student behavior. You guessed it, student behavior. I'm going to tell you a little story. One of the hardest schools I ever worked at was a middle school. I was teaching middle school orchestra. And when I first moved there, it was a surprise that the teacher that was there before left, because she decided in the middle of summer leave, and everybody was up in arms about this. Well, it took a little while for them to get on board about me, but it just took a while because that was a really hard school. And when I stood out in the hallways and I saw how the kids interacted with each other, it was a mess. It was a hot mess. I'm not going to lie. But I wanted in my space and in my room a different environment. And so I put that on a little, flag, not really a flag, just a metaphorical flag. And I raised that flag every single day. And I said, in this room, we are going to be supportive of each other. In this room, we are going to use kind words. In this room, we are going to celebrate each other's achievements, whatever it was, so that I could create an environment where we could all be happy and calm and learning and loved and supported, because that's what I wanted. The kids, that was like, that's a different way of being. And I finally got to them after about, I don't know, it was probably 4 or 5 months, just beating that drum. Beating that drum. This is how we are here. It might take a while for your students to get on board, but the more you say, I want all of us to be heard, every voice is important here, I want every person to feel loved and supported in this room. We have to be able to make mistakes in here and still learn. Like all of those things that you know in your heart, but you have to say them out loud and you have to say them to your students, and eventually they'll catch on. It may not be today, but eventually they'll catch on. Now, there's lots and lots of other ways to manage your student behavior, and I have a whole course on that. So if you're interested, comment, I don't know, course or something, and I'll get back with you about that. But that's really, it all comes from, in your heart of hearts, you want to create a certain environment, and you deserve to have that environment in your room, and you have the right to demand that in your room. It's true. All right, lots of other things to talk about that. I could talk for an hour about that one, but let's move on to number 3. Number 3 is the general feeling of feeling overwhelmed. Okay, overwhelmed, you're going to feel that no matter what job you're in, whether you're working at Walmart or here. Now, the question is, how do you manage it as a general music teacher? You have got literally tons of things to do. You've got maybe anywhere from 5 to 9 preps. You've got papers to grade, and you've got lessons to learn and all that kinds of things. I have a whole course where I teach that, and in my music teacher success circle, I support people through the entire year of school, teaching you how to set up your lessons in a way that does not break your brain. So first of all, you're going to band your lessons. So maybe K to 2, and then 3, 4, and then 5, 6, so that you really only have 3 lessons to write instead of 12 or whatever it is. The next thing is you're going to use a very simple lesson plan format. So you're going to have an introductory activity like a welcome song or a skill builder or something like that. You're going to have a main concept, one main concept, not 50, one main concept. Even if it's an hour, one main concept. Did I say that again? Okay, 1. And then you're going to have a couple of activities where the kids get to practice that concept and learn a little bit more and apply it and that kind of thing. And then you're going to get them out the door. And that's how you make it simple. And if you have 3 of those instead of 14 of those, or 9 or 6 or 12 or how many you've got, that's going to make your life a whole lot easier. The second part, so that's lesson planning. Number 2 is plan your planning time. Plan your planning time. Batch your jobs. Do all the grading at once. Do all the entering at once. Do all the copying at once. That kind of thing. Batch the jobs. And then make sure that you use your best brain time during the planning time that you can. So if your best brain time is in the morning, then you want to either plan before school or in your morning planning time. And if you are more of an afternoon person, do that in the afternoon. Do not try to do deep planning in a 15-minute period when you also have to do copying and run to the bathroom. That is not a good use of your planning time. But again, we talk about all of this in our Music Teacher Success Circle, because my job as a music teacher coach is to help you be successful. So if that's something you're really interested in, please tell me about the circle in the comments. I'll just reply to you. I don't send out, I'll just reply to you. We'll just have a conversation about it. I would love to have you in that. That is why I know that teachers don't have to quit teaching, because I'm here to support you. And there are lots of other people out here who are here to support you. And we want you to be successful. I want you to be successful. This is really important. So that's it, friend. All of my hyperactive excitement about this particular topic. There's three things. So first of all, admin getting on your case. Number two, student behavior is definitely overcomable, and getting organized and getting the to-do list down to a manageable to-do so that you can actually have a weekend and enjoy your life. So the underlying message here, friend, is that teaching can be overwhelming and horrible and stressful and oh my goodness, or it can be a really fun and inspiring career for many, many years. And my goal is to have you not just enjoy it today, but be able to create a career for yourself that you will enjoy for years to come. All right, friend, that's all I have today. Let me know in the comments what's going on with you. Are you in that spot? Are you thinking about leaving the career? Are you wanting some support? Are you like, what's happening? What's happening for you? I want to be here to help. My heart and my soul is to support teachers like you. Hey, one more thing before you leave. If you know a teacher that really could use this information, send them this video. Do them a favor. That's what it's all about, is helping and supporting each other. Thanks for spending some time with me today. Have a great day.